There's spaces between us. I want to be close to them. They're my friends.
Thank you all for coming. I don't need a microphone.
Yeah!
I do need a microphone. My throat is very sore. Doing signings. Normally you do the signing after the panel, but we did it before the panel. So I'm just turning into Grunkle Stan. This is what I sound like now. Someone who could bring us water? Is that an option? We're gonna find out. This is one.
I think I have a cup of water.
There's so much cosplay.
Yeah! I have a cup of water in my bag.
And cool and fun and weird and scary costumes. I'm not sure which one's Phil's favorite, but I might figure it out. Pyramid Steve, of course, I see represented in the crowd.
Yeah! Then he like when he started over here and then going. Yeah!
Are we just memes to you? Is that all we are?
Yep!
Yes.
Unfortunately, yes.
Family, look, we're here for the memes. Let's get real. Oh my gosh. Let's oh, is it? It's just us three. We're getting water. Sorry, 1 second. Hi, this is our friend and worker on the book, Elias. Hey, say hi to everybody.
Yeah! No,
Can you
it's fine.
introduce us as if no one knows who we are?
Pretend I'm not accurate yet. Hi, Comic-Con!
Yeah!
I know I've been waiting for a long time, so we're just going to get right to it. So first, please welcome to the stage the creator of Gravity Falls and the author of the Book of Bill, Alex Hirsch.
Woohoo! Yeah!
And we're also very, very lucky today to have two of the amazingly talented illustrators who worked on both the show and on the book too. We have Ian Morrell and Joe Pitts.
Yeah! Woo! Woo, woo,
Just to give a little bit of context, like, this guy designed Dipper and Mabel. Like, I can't really.
Yeah!
And Ian designed the Mystery Shack. Like, he built it.
Woo! Yeah! Mystery Shack.
It was illustrated by them. We've also been friends since college and actually high school, I guess. Yeah, where did we meet first? Was it in Ian, into the mic.
Alex and I met at summer camp in high school, animation summer camp.
When we were, what, like 17 years old?
17 essentially.
Okay, I'm going to give you my first impression of Ian. He's going to give you his first impression of me. My first impression of Ian at the age of 17 was I saw a really intense, really serious guy drawing really serious. And I was like, he's either a sniper or the best artist in the world. And I was like a little freaked out. I walked up to him and I was like, oh wow, I'll bet you're a great artist. You look really serious. Can I take a look at your sketchbook? And I'm like, is he in competition? Is he destroying me? And I looked at his sketchbook and it was like the gates of heaven opened up. And I was like, oh, it was like the best sketchbook I'd ever seen in my life. It was just like amazing, like buildings and gears and windmills and things connecting to other things. And I was like, I have to make him my friend, or else he will destroy me. So my impression of him was he was an amazing artist, and he's here now. Ian, what was your first impression of me when I was 17?
When I went to high school, maybe this is true for some of you, like I was the art kid out of like maybe 3,000 kids in my high school. And then I went to animation summer camp. And I met the very first person that I saw wearing the brightest, most colorful tie-dye shirt.
Phenomenal fashion style.
Pink in the cheeks. An interview on camera with the most enthusiasm for our medium, animation, that anyone could possibly muster. And the first thing that I thought was like, I'm not alone. There's others like me.
Aww.
You're gonna make me cry.
My first impression was like, oh man, I don't know, like.
I literally thought he was gonna say, I thought he was the most annoying child I ever met. That's amazing. And me and Joe, we also
they already got
met
him
in,
the bottle
was
of water.
it Start Summer Camp or was it at
I was
the year after, and you and Adrian Molina were visiting.
Co-director of Coco. We
Oh,
were
really?
children.
Yeah, because
Damn.
you all were visiting CISA, and you were meeting up with another friend that was going our year, and I remember thumbing through your sketchbook, and I was still a junior in high school, and going into senior year, I was like, I gotta get into CalArts, and I remember looking through your sketchbook and Adrian's being like, oh, I'm so screwed. It made my MO that year, end of year of high school, was like, I gotta get better, I gotta
That's
get better.
crazy because
And
Joe is so good at drawing.
But I remember seeing that interview online, trying to go into CalArts.
Oh, the interview that he watched me film when I was doing Picking the Cheeks. I'm still picking the chicks. I'm drunk right now, everybody. I'm just kidding. Afterwards, we are going to get drunk.
Yeah! Woo!
By the way, there's a mix of ages in this crowd. We're not allowed to swear, right? What are the rules in this great cube?
Swear all you want!
We'll see how the conversation goes. We only got 15 minutes or so.
Be free to express yourself however you want.
Our childhood, if they don't stop us. Well, it's just been so. I haven't done a convention with these guys in a long time, and one of the reasons I made the Book of Bill was because I just miss working with the Gravity Falls artists. I've known them for so long, and they're so talented. And I thought, well, maybe if we make a book, there'll be a chance for us to hang out again. Because when you grow up, you don't hang out so much. So I'm like, how can I con my friends into hanging out? All right, an insane treasure hunt about an evil demon. Wait, what's that? Someone had something awesome to say, and I talked over it. I'm so sorry. I do that all the time. But if any of you are artists, instead of being enemies with each other, make friends, because like one day you might make something like the Book of Bill that some angry mother burns in a painting. That could happen to you. So let's get into whatever our appropriate questions are. Yeah, drop some questions on us.
So in some preparation for this, I did watch a Gravity Falls panel from 2015 at San Diego Comic-Con, and the room was so hype. It was mid-season 2. A Tale of Two Stands was about to come out. When they panned to the audience, there were so many Bills in the audience, like we have today, and like every single one of your answers started with Bill. Like Bill was very in your mind.
Right, yes.
Swimming around your head, which makes sense in the series. So I want to know, when did he start swimming around your head as the author of the book?
The answer to that question is what actually just accidentally came out of my mouth right now. I don't know if you heard that, but when I'm laughing at something that's a normal laugh, I have kind of like a giggle, like a Homer Simpson, like hee hee. That's like my normal laugh. But when I'm laughing at like getting away with something, it's like.
Yeah!
It's like, so that is, I started making that while you were asking me that question. Anyone watching this later on YouTube, rewind it. Yeah, I mean, so Bill basically started essentially as an inside joke around the office. Tell me if my memory is different from your memory. But we didn't know if Bill was going to be a character on the show. None of us had made a television show before. I'd never even written a script before. We were all quite young. I had like lassoed the tornado and caught my own TV show. Way too young or inexperienced to figure out how to do it. I said, please, friends from art school, help me out. They came to work on it with me, and we were just building the airplane while we were flying the airplane. And we would just draw silly doodles on the walls all the time, just trying to make each other laugh. And I was trying to think like, Dipper is a character who wants to be taken seriously, and he wants the mysteries of the universe answered to him. So I was like, who would drive Dipper crazy? And I was like, oh, if the Illuminati pyramid came to him in his dreams, like, hey, did you know in the crossword it says who killed the dinosaurs? Salami causes brain damage. Bye. Just like random stuff that Dipper would wake up every day and be like, what does that mean? Is that a code? Is that a secret? It was just really funny in my mind to think of something like designed to drive Dipper crazy. So I started drawing this little triangle. It was like a mix between a triangle and like Mr. Peanut or whatever. He's got a little like peanut hat. And everybody in the crew liked this stupid thing. And we started just hiding it everywhere. We started putting it in the credits, and we started hiding it in backgrounds and hiding it in props. And we didn't even know if Bill was going to be in the show. It was almost a meme before it was a character, like an inside joke. Are you guys remembering that correctly?
Yeah, I remember the dollar bill and everything. I remember better lines.
Bill was still in progress. Right?
Yeah.
Like, even the Zodiac was very last minute, like, okay.
We didn't know what we were doing. We were just completely making it up on the fly.
And yeah, the dollar bill, I remember that coming up quite a bit.
Well, I just thought it would be really funny if there was a generation of children who, when they looked at money, thought about my cartoon. I thought it would be good for business. Apparently it is.
Yeah.
You work on the publishing side of things. The Book of Bill, how's it selling?
My goodness. We are very, very grateful for all the work that you all did. It looks incredible. Everyone is so happy with your fans, obviously. Are like very, very excited about it. So it's selling really quite well. It's been on the Times bestseller list for like 3 months now. And,
Yeah! Bill Cipher bestseller.
so I think pretty well.
Your store sold out. You have a store?
Damn!
The owner of Barnes & Nobles is right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo! Barnes and Noble! I love Barnes and Noble.
Oh, there's a better Book of Bill. They've improved upon the Book of Bill.
Yay!
It says the better Book of Bill.
Yeah!
Free, what a bargain! Being an exclusive. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah! Better Book of Bill! Better Book of Bill!
one of the better Book of Bill. Thank you very much. I'm going to copy this and sell the bootleg. Thank
Yay!
you so much for this. Thank you very much. Signed by the author, everybody. If you do that, they will storm the stage and everyone will ask me to sign. But thank you. You shot your shot. I appreciate it. Yes.
I was also curious, is there anything about the fans' reaction to the book itself or anything new?
Terrifying.
Has anything surprised you?
Has it surprised all of you, the reaction to this book? It surprised
I mean,
yes, no. That is when the interviewer asks Bill, "Are you dead?" He's like, "No, yes, no." Yeah, I mean, look, like we work very hard on this cartoon. We work hard on everything we do. Your dream as an artist is that people will connect to the work that you make, but you never have any idea how people are going to react. So we knew Gravity Falls was beloved, and then many years after the show, Disney asked me to make this crazy book.
I'll try to
Sure,
record
that sounds fun. As an excuse to get them to hang out with me. And I thought, I think there's like a slumbering giant of Gravity Falls fandom that will rise when this book comes out. But I thought the slumbering giant was going to be as tall as like a telephone pole and not as tall as like Mount Everest. It still continues to blow my mind just how much people love and remember Gravity Falls. I mean, I'm just grateful. Like, I am just a nerd who, like you said, we all met each other as kids, as art students, sharing sketchbooks, wearing silly costumes, talking about our favorite movies and shows. I could never have dreamed that one day we'd be working on one, let alone, I'm going to get a little emotional here, let alone with all of you. I'm just so grateful. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
you're welcome! We love you, Alex!
I have a question for you and Joe, too. Whoever wants to answer this, frankly, who's better suited to answer. Ian, I guess this one is specifically for you. I heard you say that you used Calvin and Hobbes as an inspiration for the style guide for Gravity Falls. And I'm curious if there's any other kind of weird inspiration you pulled for this book that might have surprised folks.
So Calvin and Hobbes, one of dozens of inspirations for like how we illustrate our world. The inspiration for this book, visually, I mean, it was kind of a free-for-all. Like, Bill has
dimensional deficit disorder. He cannot keep track of what dimension he's in. So I'm like, Ian, every page should look like he just got distracted by a completely different style.
Yeah, so the inspiration is 100% the character, like, and it's one of the reasons it was such a joy to work on because it was so much fun all the time. And, like inspiration, I don't know. You want to chime in on this one?
Did either of you have a favorite page to work on?
I'll go first.
Because they drew all the pretty pictures. My drawings look dumb as hell. They make me look so good.
Maybe this might have been one of the first, but it's in the dreams section. That's all the head statues of the characters. That was one that I had a lot of fun making, and I used a lot of cool new tools and techniques.
Is it possible, if we plug my laptop in, could we watch the video of Ian's crazy process? Is that even technically possible?
Figure out I can see if AD is still back there, but he might have left.
Ian, could you hand do you have your laptop on?
Yeah, my backpack is behind the stage. I can get it.
Could you get that handed to the AV person, and then we'll keep talking real quick? You guys have to see his process. This guy's a mad genius.
Process.
Because I'm like loud on the internet, but like these are the brilliant people actually making all this stuff cool. I want you to just get like a little peek behind the curtain at some of this guy's process, because it's something nobody has ever seen before, like how they actually make this art. Joe, do you have a favorite page that you worked on?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I mean, for different reasons, I think the most fun to draw was the spread of all the alternate deaths of different animals.
Yeah.
Because that assignment, I was like, oh man, I was so intimidated.
This page right
here. This was crazy. I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be a lot of line mileage. But the thing I love doing on one of the assignments I loved doing in the series was I think it was Comic-Con. One of the years we did a poster of like all the characters together in one. I don't know if any of you remember that, but I got to do that one, and that one's a real fun challenge because finding all the little nooks and crannies and try to make everything look give every character their due and space.
We try to make our jobs as hard as possible for ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's like, Joe, can you fit infinite people? Can you fit infinite drawings in one drawing? And it's like how we torture each other, but it's also how we make something that you all love. That's the dream.
It was the ultimate puzzle, and it was really fun to try to figure out and cram in as many details and Easter eggs as possible, and really give something back to you all. I think one of the pictures that I drew, one of the illustrations that was, I think the most meaningful was the family portrait at the end, like staying.
Aww.
That one was great because that one felt like reconnecting with these guys. So,
I didn't tell him I was going to burn it at the end of the book. I said, I want a really sweet picture of Ripper and Mabel and Ford and everybody together. Who knows what'll happen to that picture? I'm very glad that we were able to. You posted that picture online, and I think that picture is the correct version is in the book and also burned in the book as well.
yeah.
I see people. Oh, there it is! My gosh!
Oh yeah.
I see people raising their. I see books just going up. Like this is a concert and these are lighters. This is crazy.
Is it get your book of Bell?
Would you mind holding it up?
So quick.
This is wild.
Pyramid Steve.
All right, everybody, sway your books to the left, to the right. Oh, look at that.
Sweet Caroline.
Amazing. How's our tech situation going, folks? Are we able to show them our weird, crazy behind the scenes of how Ian makes this work? I think it might be in the process. So we prepared so much for this panel, guys. We prepared 0% for this panel. We've just been hanging out in New York, eating pizza, and talking about old times.
Alex, what was your favorite thing that you wrote in that book?
My favorite thing that I
Joke that just makes you laugh when you read back.
Oh man, I mean, gosh, my favorite joke that I wrote. I wrote this book in sort of I would wake up in the morning and I would just, when I was in 7th grade, I had a teacher who really didn't like teaching, and so she would say, hey, it's a free write, and she would go out and smoke cigarettes or something. I don't know. It would be like 40 minutes of us just writing whatever based on a prompt. She would play Enya music. It would be like really moody, and I discovered that I just really liked writing whatever came to the top of my head. So I'd literally wake up, and I wouldn't even get out of bed. I would just grab the laptop, and I would just be see what Bill would have to say. And it would be like Bill randomly playing a xylophone and saying, "I screwed up with Weird McGatton." Whatever the first thing came to mind was, because if I thought too hard, I wouldn't think like Bill. Like Bill is very impulsive. So the book is basically just a series of insane morning free writes stitched together by deadlines and chaos and their beautiful art. I'm so glad you read it and enjoyed it. I see a wallpaper up there. Does that mean we have stuff to show?
Okay,
just take what we're about to see here.
Because this book had so many different styles and it was kind of a technique free-for-all, like it required some experimentation and trying out new things. And so for certain illustrations, I have VR and Blender and physical objects that are photographed plus Photoshop and a bunch of other stuff in between. And the illustration that I had mentioned earlier with the head statues with people in it, like that involved some of these steps. And I have a little video prepared that has that illustration. You can see what it looked like.
All right, let's take a look.
There's audio in here. I'm going to see it.
Okay, so Ian, what are we looking at here?
So this is what? It's of the universe illustration being designed in a VR.
In virtual reality, because
Whoa.
So here's making skulls, copying and pasting skulls, making weird little stuff. Here he is building Bill's dreamscape. Stan's head, Mabel's head, and you're drawing with VR, and you've got all the reference. So I'll send him a crummy sketch, like a bunch of heads in the desert, and then he will climb inside the computer, like a VR god. That's just lots of Stan heads popping up. As many heads as possible.
Yeah.
Come to the sky. I've never even seen this stuff before. It's a centipede. Look, there's the Mystery Shack built in virtual reality.
Whoa.
The guy who designed the Mystery Shack himself.
Maybe Disney Imagineering can take that and build it.
Hey, Bob Iger, if you're listening, build one of these.
Yeah!
Oh, look at that. Oh, wait, was that the tree? Did we get to see the tree? Well, sorry, you gotta see the tree.
Tree.
I just told Ian, like, make a mystery tree. Because I knew that with that prompt, he would, where's the tree? Where's the tree? Give me the tree. Is that the very beginning? Look at this. That's from the code section. Yeah, so there's all the letters around it. And that's how he built it. So Ian, can you tell us, and I'll
That's
only
like the
ask you quickly
same one
because
that
I
I
want to get
use.
to Q&A. You would take these, you build them, and then you would draw over them and paint over them. Is that how you made them?
Yeah, so some of this is a little self-indulgent. I 100% do not need to make that tree in VR. Like, making
We're all crazy.
this stuff, like, I enjoy the process so much. Like, it's an excuse to pop into these programs and to mess around. And so I will go into 3D, and then I will texture it and light it and use it for reference and to accelerate and process or whatever.
And then he just sends it to us, and he's like, yeah, it just took me a couple days. It was easy. This is only now we're seeing just how insane he is. Bill is self-indulgent, so we had to be to create the book with Bill.
3D print.
3D print. 3D print. 3D print. 3D print. 3D print. 3D print. 3D.
If you're listening, they all want a giant stone head the size of their living room.
Yeah! Yeah! Giant stand head! What?
I think we should probably open it up to questions if we can. How much time do we have? We got 30 minutes. So Ian, if there's any other art, you can just keep popping it up while we're asking questions. Just turn the volume down, just so there's something beautiful to see. I'm so happy to see all these faces. Normally I have to pick, but because I brought these guys, they get to pick the questions. Joe, you're up. Who are we talking to?
My barfing gnome was first of the
Schmibulok.
That's his question.
My question is, so since Mabel was like trapped in the bubble, this is kind of going towards the show. How would it be taken, like, if maybe this would be within the book? How would it be taken if Dipper was trapped in the bubble? Like, would Mabel still try to
Oh. He said, like, what if it was Dipper who's trapped in the alley bubble?
Great question. Thank you, Schmibulok. For anyone who didn't hear, the question is, we all saw the Mabel land where Mabel was trapped in a bubble. What if Dipper had been trapped in a bubble? Would Mabel have saved Dipper? What would that bubble have looked like? My first question to you is, how do you know that we are not in Dipper's bubble? I mean, wouldn't Dipper's bubble be saving his sister, being the hero, going to home with a bunch of friends, getting his books, doesn't he say at the end of the thing, wow, I've got friends, I've got mystery, I've got everything he wanted? Doesn't that seem like it would, that would be inside Dipper's bubble, being a hero? Okay, now that I've messed with your minds,
Oh my god!
honestly, I think Dipper's bubble probably would have been him and Ford in their own, like, X-Files show, and like, a cool team like, oh no, Bigfoot's escaped again, oh, and I'm not smart enough to solve the riddle, Dipper! And then Dipper like, I will figure it out by hyperfixating on the problem. And I think eventually, 100% Mabel would have saved him, and she probably would have saved him the same way that he saved her. By saying, hey, remember, I know life sucks, but, like, we've got something beautiful to look forward to growing up. You're trapped in a TV show. Let's get out of here. But maybe we're all in Dipper's bubble. All right, next question. Ian, you get to pick the next one. Oh, look at that, by the way, everybody. Are you seeing what's happening here? This is Bill Cipher being suffocated for some reason. Ian's not just an artist, he operates a torture dungeon. All right, Ian, you get to pick.
It's unnecessarily difficult.
Yeah, why draw folds if you can do whatever this is? I'm calling the FBI. Ian, who you picking on?
I saw Mabel here.
Does Bill watch the Duchess of Proofs? God, I haven't thought about the Duchess of Proofs in so long. Thank you very much. The Duchess of Proofs, darlings. Sterling Stubbleberg descends to the Duchess. I can't even say it. Correction, St. Rumford Travel is Erasmus, Cogswing, Sonderblog, and Hampshire, Buckinghamshire. Bill watches everything. He binge watches all of our lives in every dimension. He's very caught up in our dramas. He pretends he doesn't watch it, but every now and then from his alt account, he likes the Duchess of Proofs. Next question.
That's where Stan and Bill would both agree on something, right?
We got one thing in common, but I'm a real fan, you're a fake fan. Watching since the beginning. All right, Joe, who we got next?
Oh gosh. Someone from this side over here. I see the person jumping.
Yeah. My sister's a huge fan of Gravity Falls, and she would like to ask you guys a question.
All right. So, what was Bill's relationship with the axolotl before anything happened?
If you guys didn't see, so Grunkle Stan and Lupin III, two master heisters, came up with a perfect way to befuddle me in front of all of you. What was Bill and the axolotls, or axolotls, if you want to pronounce it correctly? I'm bad at pronouncing things. What is their prior relationship? Here's the thing. I'd love to answer that question, but then I'd be giving you lore for free. And I just learned from this book that if I put lore somewhere else, you'll all buy it.
Oh, come on, really?
We'll see if that's answered in the future, but I appreciate it. All right, Ian, you got the next one. Yes.
I have a question for all three of you.
All right.
What is your opinion of pineapple on pizza?
Pine's apple on pizza. I think it's weird. Joe?
I'm a no-go.
Ian?
It depends on if
Oh, you blasphemy!
Okay, it's usually a no. But occasionally,
Can't have
somebody's feelings, I will go along with it.
How about you, Liz? What's your opinion on pineapple and pizza?
I think it's a nice citrusy bite.
Oh my god.
He's an open-minded guy right here. All right, who do we got next? I'm gonna let you pick the next question.
Right here.
In the gray.
So,
I hit him with the memory right earlier.
I forgot my answer too.
oh, I remember. I don't have a copy of the book of Bill yet. I'm just borrowing my friend's one right now. Do you think I should get the Barnes Noble edition or the?
Hey, do we have a copy on us right now? Here you go.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
An easy way to get it is to go to Barnes and Nobles, or to be right here, right now, and be that one specific person.
Oh,
Next
you
question.
kid!
Who do we got? Joe, you get to pick.
Dippy friend.
Wiggity, wiggity, what's up, dude, bro?
Yeah.
Paywall. Oh man, you're gonna hate this answer. I had 2 pages giving way more information about Bill's dimension.
Share.
And at the last second, I was like, I'm telling him too much.
Release the pages!
From the book, and then when I was working on the website, I was like, this would be a good secret. And then right before I launched the website, I was like, I'm telling him too much.
No!
I know the answer to those questions, but it's been really fun seeing all of you on the internet and your theories. So maybe one day, along with the answer to what is Bill's relationship to the axolotl, a little bit more about whatever Bill's home dimension might be, if one even exists, will come out. But not yet. I'm sorry, but I appreciate you for asking. Thank you, Jeffrey Fresh.
Release the page!
All right, you're up.
Yeah!
Oh my god.
Bill, were you ever like considering doing something on your own or like continuing somehow with some sort of media, like continuing in some form?
Great question. So I love these characters. They're my family, you know, and they're also created by my friends. I will always love Gravity Falls. I will always want to return to it emotionally in some way. I think the Book of Bill was, Disney reached out and asked if I had another Gravity Falls book kicking around in my brain, and I thought it has to be something really scary and stupid, because the secret to making something great, guys, is it's half scary, half stupid. Put those together, you'll make something amazing. And so, I said, this is what I want to make. I want to scream in the voice of a lunatic and see what I can get away with. And I had no idea if anyone was going to like it or even buy it. When people would ask me about, like, what's this book you're working on? I'd be like, I don't know. Ask my therapist what this is. I really thought of it as sort of this really esoteric curio and an excuse to hang out with my favorite people. Because it's done so well, and because the fans love it so much, and because the fandom has exploded in all these ways I've never seen before, it's made everyone on my side, on Disney's side, on everyone suddenly stand up and say, hey, whoa, there's a bigger appetite for Gravity Falls stuff than we thought. What do we do with that appetite? I'm not quite sure. But coming here, seeing all of you is giving me some thoughts, so that's all I can say.
Yeah!
Today, I'm gonna call on that platypus right there, I think.
Oh my god, it's Perry the Platypus!
All right, Perry, what do you got for us?
Amazing show. I'm sure a lot of work answering that much characters, all the secrets and reveals, and on top of that, you had all these great was that like the cryptograms at the end was like at the very end where you kind of were planning on what the messages would be, the secrets and all that, or they just kind of went as it went?
Yeah, so in terms of the cryptograms in the television show, that was added at the very last second of every episode. Here's the thing, coming up with plots and stories and conflicts that are satisfying, setups, payoffs, things that are relatable, things that have high stakes and are interesting and satisfying and grounded, that's really hard. Coming up with wacky little codes is very easy. I would compare it to, it's really difficult to build a garden, but it's fun and easy to hide Easter eggs. So essentially, that was my reward to myself. Once the episode is working and it's good, then my treat is the little dessert of adding the wacky, silly things at the very end. And people all love the wacky, silly things. They're like, that must have taken you forever. I'm like, no, making the characters make sense and be likable took forever. The codes were easy. All right, who do we got next? Ian, I'm making you pick. Light that candle up.
Hi, Alex. My name is Matthew. This is kind of this is a pseudo cosplay. This is like this is basically like Wendy was in the '90s and she was like a lot of like '90s and stuff. I'm wearing a '90s.
Love it. Nice.
Okay, so first off, I want to congratulate you on winning Funko Funko.
Oh, thank you. I don't know if any of you guys have recently won the Funko Funko.
Yeah!
Okay, and my question for you regards to in the book of Bill, we see that Dipper is having Dipper is haunted by this nightmare of her cancer fighting, and a lot of people are like speculating that it might that it could be that fight, where that led to them going to Gravity Falls, and eventually led them to the forest. I don't know, like, they could go with opposite with their crumble stand. But, I don't know. It seemed like a very serious situation for them. It seemed like more than just like, right, let's have them hang their struggles or something.
Sure. Thank you for your question. So, yeah, I mean, I can't speak to any additional canon of the secrets of Dipper and Mabel's backstory right now. I can't speak to my backstory. Me and my twin sister, Ariel, we were kids of divorce. And our great Aunt Lois, Granty Lois, she swooped in to help out the family, and we would spend the summers with her out in the woods. It was a transformative experience that resulted in the show coming to life. So, whenever I'm trying to think about the emotional experiences of Dipper and Mabel, I'm always going back to life. If and when there's any additional Gravity Falls media of any kind, I will always be exploring my own emotions and memories as well as the emotions and memories of the crew. But in terms of additional canon beyond the book right now, I can't give any paywall, but thank you for your question. Oh, wow, sorry. I think I got to pick this one. I see something crazy out there in the crowd. Folks, so let me just tell you a really short story, and then I'm going to call on somebody. When Gravity Falls first started, when I was a kid, I was a huge nerd, if you could believe such a thing. I was a big fan. Specifically, I was a big Nintendo fan.
Yeah!
I write letters to Nintendo saying, I came up with a cool video game about me and my sister with monsters. And finally, Nintendo wrote me back a letter saying, stop writing us letters. If you leave us alone, we'll give you a free subscription to Nintendo Power Magazine. And I was like, oh my God, I smelled the magazine. I was like, this is what Nintendo smells like. So when I got my own TV show, I was like, I'm going to respond to every single fan letter. I'm going to do what Nintendo did for me. I don't have a magazine, but I'm going to write back. So I got a little bit Dipper Mabel stationery, started responding to fan letters, I'm going to respond to every single one. Maybe there'll be 25 of them. And then after 300 letters, my whole inbox was stuffed with letters. I stopped signing. It was impossible. It became a deluge. I haven't seen any of those letters since because that was over a decade ago. I see one of those letters in the crowd right now. A letter that I signed. Can you come up and ask your question? Folks, come talk. How old were you? The microphone is yours.
I just want to say, chime in real quick. Alex, I remember during season 1, so him going in after hours, just going to his office and signing all these and spending all that extra time. So.
Hi. I just want to say, you sent this to me when I was 12 years old, and it meant the world to me.
Aww.
I sent you a letter after the first episode came out because I loved it so much, and it felt like a show that was made for me. I didn't have a great family life, and you gave me these like very Jewish-coded characters. It really meant the world to me to see these characters. I had a family in this show, and this letter really just, it's amazing, man. Thank you. I held on to this for so long. Sorry.
Thank you. Hey, turn around and get a picture with us. Here it is. A former and forever fan. Here we go. Sorry, what is your name?
Mia.
Mia. Thank you so much, Mia. This, so I don't even, this was so long ago. This says, signs of gravity falls addiction. Number 1, you put detective hats on ducks. Number 2, you eat sugar right out of the bag. Mabel's like, but I ate too much. Number 3, you decapitate Larry King. Rest in peace, Larry. Number 4, you see coats everywhere. Number 5, you send a letter to the creator and he writes back, your pal, Alex Hirsch.
In the book of Bill, we get to see these characters' nightmares, and Grunkle Stan's nightmare is that he keeps thinking about high school, and then he sees himself trapped in Ford's machine, and I just was wondering if you could expand upon that. I thought it was so interesting.
Sure, yes. Thank you for your question, and thank you for holding on to that for all these years. So that is Grunkle Stan's nightmares, right? Yeah, so, I mean, I wrote more than we actually fit in the book, if you can believe such a thing. The book is only so many pages, and we created a lot, and some of it went into the book, and some of it went into the website, and I did write a full, it was like 4 pages long, it couldn't fit in the book. It was a dream, it was a nightmare that Stan had, where he was inside high school again, because we all have nightmares about being back in high school. Or being back in middle school, writing me a letter. And in the nightmare, Stan is in high school, and the Ford's perpetual motion machine is broken. And he keeps trying to fix it, and Ford's inside the perpetual motion machine, and he thinks if he fixes it, he will get Ford back, and he's losing his mind, and he keeps having this recurring nightmare, fix the perpetual motion machine, get my brother back out of it. And then Bill was like, I'll go into Ford's mind. I'll go into Stan's mind, and I'll trick him. And so Bill flies into Stan's mind, pretends to be a teacher, and it was like, hey there, Slick, I can get your brother out of there. All you gotta do is shake my hand. And Stan's like, why are you being nice to me? No one has ever been nice to me in my entire life. What are you? And Bill's like, okay, I'm not a teacher. I'm a triangle. I'm the symbol on the back of the money. You'd like money, right? Yeah. Shake my hand and you can get your brother back. Why'd you lie to me before? Oh, I don't know. I just like telling crazy stories like you. Are you a cop? I'm not a cop. Sounds like something a cop would say. And it literally was this insane dream of Bill trying to trick Stan, and Stan being so paranoid that he just immediately got into a fight with Bill, and Bill being like, he's too dumb for me to manipulate.
That's enough.
And it was too crazy and too long. I'm a corpse puppeteered by a demon. Thank you all for being here and enjoying this. Here's the thing. So I'm doing this costume contest. And I said that one of the costumes would be chosen as Bill's favorite. I don't think I can beat this. So I have a prize for you. Your prize. Stand by. Make like elevator music while I wait for this. To own a cannon, Bill Cipher, Ouija board. Does anyone have a black Sharpie? Anybody? I need a black Sharpie. Oh, the color of my choice. Here we go. All right. I'm going to sign this for you because that's here we go. All right. Ba-ba-ba. You get the interesting. What could that mean? Here you go. And I also said I'd record any messages Grunkle Stan for the winner. So do you have a message you would like for Grunkle Stan? Yeah, here we go. All right. I'll tell you a good story. It's called Grunkle Stunkle with the Funkle Bunkle. One more question. Stay here. I'm going to get you. There's a little thing for the Ouija board. So you hang out here. You guys pick one more question. I'll find it.
We love you, Alex.
What's that eyeball right there? That's amazing. Oh, too cool. Amazing. Look at that.
Our final question of the day.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Great.
Amazing, incredible costume, beautiful work. Yeah. Well, I'll say you've already done it because we called on you because your costume is so cool. I mean, that's part of it. There's a lot of things competing for everyone's attention right now. So if you're looking for a gig, if you're trying to get noticed out there, create, and don't create what you think people want. Create the insane thing that comes to your mind. You're like, I think I'm gonna be an eyeball, and I'm gonna have all this yellow on me, and it worked. Look. Grab your hat. We're in an attention economy here. Everyone's fighting for eyeballs. Becoming one helps people look at you. But no, that's literally it, is like, try to be original, try to stick to your own unique voice, because here's the thing, like, there's a million people that it seems like, oh, I'm in competition with this person. But there's only one you on the entire planet Earth. There's only one person who's lived your story, which means that if you create your story specific to your interests, your life, your crazy taste, the stuff that doesn't make sense, that's more likely to get people's attention than trying to copy somebody else's story. With Gravity Falls, I told my story. It was about me and my sister, and what's a grunkle? Who knows? That's not a word. Well, my grandaunt Lois called herself Granty. It's a grunkle. So I'd say thing one, try to get folks' attention. Thing number two, try to tell your own story. And thing number three, try to make friends with other people like you. By doing that at a young age, I met these geniuses. Without them, Gravity Falls would not exist. That's the best advice that I think I can give. One final question. Are you sure you don't want to have? Oh, that's so sweet. This is the sweetest person in the entire universe. Yes, I'm making you pick.
That's awesome.
Incredible costume.
I'm sorry, I'm pulling the pin on this grenade.
Here we go.
Alright, in the show, Forrest ways to differently sought out Bill and save his research. But the missing pages in the book sort of like reframe this as like, they show like him very lonely the day before, like, you know, trying to like make friends with a waitress and failing. And then like their first meeting is reframed as like almost kind of like a meet cute. Did you have that in mind when you wrote the show, and like did writing this book help you understand Bill and his characters better?
Sure, yes, thank you for your question. And again, amazing outfit. So, I mean, I think they say that, you know, in writing, you're trying to combine observation and invention. So you're trying to take things you see, and you're trying to take things that you've never seen before and put them together. So, with Ford, he originally just came from the question, who would make Stan the bitter man that he is? Who would piss Stan off the most? Maybe a guy who's really good at everything Stan's bad at. And just like Bill came from, who would drive Dipper crazy? Someone with all the answers who doesn't refuse to give them to you. And then the question became, well, what would a relationship be like between a guy who's so good at all these things that he actually could speak to this god of chaos? And how would a god of chaos react to the one person who could finally build his portal after millions of years of trying? We figured out all we needed to figure out in terms of the show, but then when it was time to write a book, we had to ask ourselves, okay, well, what's next? What more? What would you dig into that? And you look at relationships in the world. You ask, okay, well, who are people like Bill Cipher? People like Bill Cipher in the world they're manipulative. They're cruel. They're mercurial. And people like Ford will do anything for approval. And you sort of start to intuit what they might be like if they were real. I think some of writing is creating, but some of writing is almost like listening to your own writing. Like you just write it down and you say, does that seem true? Does that seem true? So you write the way they act, you say, does that seem right? And through writing the book, it was like, I think they were probably like this. I think they both pretended to other folks like neither of them was that important because they wanted to feel important, but they made each other feel important, which made them important to each other, which created a horrible black hole of terrible, terrible reactions to each other. So it was a bit of a discovery, but I'm really glad that the way that it was sort of invented has struck a chord with everybody. I will say, if anybody in your life is like Bill Cipher, run the hell away from him. But it's fine to cosplay. Thank you, everybody. I think that's all.
Thank you all so much for coming tonight. Thank you all.